There's much talk these days about shadow work and all of the many benefits to our lives that this work brings to us. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a powerful modality and creative way to do shadow work. Many people are talking about shadow work these days, but they don't have a lot of ways to actually do the work of finding different shadowed parts other than answering journal questions from our thinking mind. This is a common way to do this type of work. But this is often just more left brain thinking, and your logical left brain only goes so deep with shadow work. So I'm going to introduce you to creating a personal deck of oracle cards, which is called SoulCollage. Oracle cards are a deck of cards that offer insights and wisdom for our daily lives. And in this case, the wisdom comes from our subconscious. And I fully believe that it's primarily our subconscious that receives messages from divinity, from God, from source, however you refer to your higher power. The messages that come forward are powerful, are impactful, and are life-changing. There are a few different creative ways I've found to do deep self-inquiry work, or in other words, shadow work, and I will be covering them all on this channel. Today, I'm going to introduce to you just this one modality, and I will be covering this topic, soul collage, in more videos as well. So let's get started today. SoulCollage is where we build a personal oracle deck of cards to ask daily questions to receive wisdom directly from our subconscious. One of the most exciting things about SoulCollage is that the wisdom from the cards comes directly from our subconscious parts of our mind, from the right sides of our brain, the creative side of our brain, parts of our mind that are often pushed aside in this linear left brain world we live in. So, and if you're unfamiliar with shadow parts, click on the video up on the right to learn more about these parts of your subconscious. I'd like to warmly welcome you today. My name is Sam. I'm discussing how this creative modality of soul collage can help you bring your shadowed parts out into the light, and how to create the cards. It takes zero art skills, by the way, to create these cards. So how to create the cards and how this modality bypasses the thinking mind and taps into the wisdom of our subconscious. Soul Collage is a game changer for doing shadow work. And shadow work is a game changer for doing inner work to bring out into the light the essence of your whole self, the core essence of you. And this essence is the most valuable part of you. I'll begin with an overview of what making the cards is all about, and then I'll give examples of different aspects that may show up on the cards. So you can have a better idea of how Soul Collage can help you do deep inner self-inquiry shadow work for emotional healing. So first, here's the book that Seena, who founded Soul Collage, wrote. I'll have a link in the description, as well as a link in the SoulCollage website, where you can find additional information and resources for online and in-person classes, as well as supplies, education, and additional trainings. SoulCollage is now taught in over 50 different countries, and so it's widely available. Here is my deck of personal oracle cards. I have over 120 cards that I work with, and that represent my internal self, my inner world, my subconscious, different parts of my mental makeup. I found that this deck of cards is one of the most amazing ways of working with my shadow parts and uncovering parts of myself that are essential to a well-rounded life, where I have love for others and myself, and where the best qualities of myself are brought into the light to help me build a life of my dreams and a life of integrity, a life of self-honesty. And you too can build a personal deck of oracle cards if you're interested in this. Let me put these back down right there. And here is one of my cards I'd like to talk about. Each card holds a main energy with smaller energies showing up here and there. This card right here out of my deck holds the energy of rooted strength in groundedness. And so, see if I can show it to you closer. It holds other supporting energies as well, such as seeing past delusions, wholeness, and truth. The first writing that I did for the initial getting to know the energy of this card goes like this. I am one who seeks deeply into my inner life to find the parts of myself lost along the way. I am one who sees past the illusions of this world, and I see the truth, and I have the strength to hold the truth. I am one who sees past lies being told and embraces truth. I am one who walks assuredly with groundedness and always has great strength, even when feeling weak. I give you the gift of knowing you are solid with groundedness, and you have the courage to walk your path with sure-footedness. I want you to know you're never alone and that you are supported always. I also want you to know you are whole, complete. All of you is loved deeply. I want you to hold your head up high, dear one. And so for a quick one card example, when asking questions, if I were to draw this card when I asked a question for, like, let's say a job interview that I would have coming up, I would immediately feel into this card's energies. I would pay attention to how grounded I am 2 days before my interview, and I would keep alert to deception, either deception by the interviewer or deception by myself. I would walk in with a solid and calm stance and know that I'm valuable and loved no matter what happens for the job. I would meditate on this groundedness. So that's just a quick example of how that goes. And I will be doing other videos where I'll actually do a whole reading where I pull 3 cards and we can talk about that. These cards are so fun to create and hold a great store of wisdom for our lives. And so I want to show you how they're made. The cards are created by searching through found images for energies that call out to you. Here is one bin of images that I have. And once you begin sorting through a bin of images, your right brain will wake up and take over. And this is because your right brain works in images and metaphors. And so this is the time to let your creative, non-linear mind out to play and be heard. And it's a great time to allow your left brain to take a break and rest. So in this bin of images, these are found images from magazines, calendars, all kinds of cards. I always say when I'm teaching SoulCollage to allow the images to choose you. You begin to realize as you look through the bins that certain images call out to you. This is not a time to engage your thinking mind. Instead, notice that you can feel your body react to an image. It's a nudge, forward, or a feeling of interest. It's subtle, but it's there. And I have found if you pass an image up that you were nudged to choose, people often find that they end up searching through the images to find that one that they saw earlier and didn't grab. This is the subconscious mind letting itself be heard for what's important to it by urging us forward. Certain images will be important to your subconscious. And it's time to listen to your subconscious and hear what it has to say. This is an example of sorting through images. You just start going through. I have bins stacked. I'm a SoulCollage facilitator. I have bins stacked to my ceiling of images that I have cut out for SoulCollage. And you just search through like this, and you'll pull out like, oh, that looks interesting, and just allow yourself to search through. So I know we're not actually doing SoulCollage today, so I'm not going to go into this anymore, but this is an example of searching through bins of images. And I see people all the time trying to find that one image that their subconscious wanted them to pick earlier. And let me say that again. Our subconscious mind works in images and metaphors and not with logical words. The right side doesn't understand words unless they're in poetry form. And it understands poetry because poetry is about metaphors. SoulCollage gives our right brain a voice, allows this part of us to come out into the light. It allows our intuitive selves to fully be present. And there's so much wisdom uncovered when our right brains have a way to be known, to be heard. I also want to say that this process gives one last use for magazines. And so instead of just throwing them in the trash, we can pull out all of the images and collect them over time and then recycle what's left over. And so that is a really good feeling to use these magazines that would normally just be thrown away. These cards hold our shadow parts of us we don't want to look at. or simply do not see. Our cards bring into the light aspects of ourselves that are hidden. And these shadow parts are both unwanted aspects and actually wanted aspects of ourselves. Wanted aspects are good qualities that we have trouble accepting for one reason or another, and I will go into that in future videos. The cards also remind us of parts we don't easily see, or parts we shy away from, or parts that we don't want to acknowledge because they're our gifts. They are our essence. It can often be difficult to accept the most precious parts of ourselves. And so doing shadow work can help us embrace all of who we are. After creating the cards, we write the card's meaning by using specific journaling prompts to learn what the card means to us. Although know that this is just the beginning of getting to know your cards. The longer you work with your cards doing daily readings, the deeper your relationship with them becomes. I'm always learning something new about my cards, something new about myself. I will be having more videos on making these oracle cards and on other modalities that help us work with our shadow parts and work with being with self-inquiry and being honest with ourselves. And I hope that you see the value in these cards. It's hard to explain fully what they're like and what the huge impact they have on your life is. It's best to create the cards. And once you create them, you get it at that point, and it's pretty amazing. I hope that you'll check this out, check out some of the links that I'm providing, and come back and learn more about different modalities for different creative type of modalities for working with our shadow sides, because I'm really seeing that there's more and more modalities coming out that help us work with our shadow sides. And I think that that's super important because they're creative. And, you know, since our right brains work in with metaphors and images, to really fully understand our subconscious and understand our right brain and these deeper parts of us, we really need to be working with images, metaphors, and creative in all different kinds of creative ways. And I think it's really missing in the world of shadow work. And so I'm here to bring that to you. And I hope that you come back for more. And I will see you next time. Always take care, and you are loved. Bye-bye.